Dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive. Wow, you're doing Bon Jovi. Well, I think there's more lyrics to that. Oh, Mr. Pennypacker. Yeah, I didn't really research the lyrics. I just remember wanted dead or alive, wanted dead or alive. You know, I did wanted dead or alive. Well, you keep it up, you're going to be wanted dead or alive with me, because you're just ahead. You're not really a risk factor for me. Okay, so let's get back to the business at hand here. Billy and Glenn, are you there? Oh, yeah, cracky, Mr. Pennypacker and Dark Milo. Me and Billy are here. Hello, guys. How you doing? I've really gotten better in my studies, and doing right well for myself, I must say. Oh, he's getting smarter by the second, it seems. Oh, I would say there's going to be a lot of changes going on with him, and I don't think you really understand, Glenn, what you're dealing with. But let's talk about the show. So, here's the deal. Okay, so the last two playthroughs you got absolutely whooped. And, I really gotta be honest with you, I don't think you can ever get by that bear. At that hard mode, it's just too much. You lose half your health. The Dark Milo or Dark Milo. I'm sorry, Dark Milo. I got a body. Okay, I think there's a difference between me and Mister Little head on a shelf here. Okay. Oh, his cruelty is just as great as ever, Mr. Pennypacker. Well, it should be. You should be, okay? You're pushing your head around. What are you going to do about that? Rolling back and forth, rolling back and forth. Oh, it's kind of fun, actually. Oh, this bullying is so intense. Oh, wow, this is what it's like to get pushed around. I used to be the one. Oh, you're not going to be pushing anyone around anymore. You don't even got arms to push. Yes, it's really absolutely terrible to watch. I feel so bad for him. Dark Milo's so nice to me. Ah, sometimes it's nature, Billy. You gotta kind of allow. Billy, it's nature. You just gotta kind of allow things to take its course, you know. Yeah, take a course. Look at his head here. Look, I can even do ventriloquism. Hi, Billy. How's it going, Billy? Hi, Glenn Farfinger. How's it going? Oh, that's funny. That's some grade A bullying. Must say. Grade A bullying. Look at his head here. Guys, what are you going to do about it? Okay. Okay, so this hard mode is really wrecking you guys. Cracky. Mr. Pennypacker, it's just going too far. I just can't get past that bear. Well, I got some good news for you. I'm just gonna have you do just story mode because we need to have some progress. You guys aren't gonna play that forever, because the biggest problem I'm finding with some channels is their views are really suffering because the game's pretty linear. I know some people were like, "Wow, this game's like fire." Well, I don't know. I'm sorry, but everything I see, it's pretty linear. And don't get me wrong. Those games always were. I mean, that's not really. They were never open world games. I guess it kind of opens up later, doesn't it, Mister Pennypacker? I don't know. I just got it, so we're just trying to kind of get into it a little bit. I belched. So what's going on is with you guys, I'm going to have you on just story mode so you can make some progress. And there's some issues with Hogwarts, like I'm like I know when this episode comes out, it's like what you're just starting to play that, and it's like actually we record these shows a lot earlier than what you're seeing live. So I'm having issues where I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if the channel can survive the ethical flagging that could end up happening if we play this game. I'm having conversations, and I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna do this, guys. Oh, crackies. I mean, is it a fun game? Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It can be challenging too. I think I had to turn down the difficulty. I, I don't know. I always get wrecked. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have you guys play that. And another thing is like I'm not. I'm still on. I'm kind of not sure if I'm going with WWE 2K23 with you guys because it's really. It's got the new mode. I know you could say, but you've wanted to play war games for so many years, and the answer to that question is yeah. Like I always wanted to play it, and but I don't know. I don't know anymore, guys. I don't really. We don't. In Santa Cruz Studios, we don't really play those W2K games very long. Oh, I don't know. We're just gonna see what happens. So what's going on is when I was setting up, I think it was God of War at the time on the PlayStation 5. And I had held off putting Skyrim in because I kind of went, well, this is a new console, and I got that game on everything else from Nintendo Switch to PC to Xbox Series X to Xbox One X to Xbox. It's after a while, it's just like, does Skyrim have to be on everything? It's just like maybe you could use the memory towards a newer game or something. Of course, the answer is Skyrim's better than any game that was ever made, pretty much in modern times. So it's kind of like, really, you're going to kind of dumb down your memory? You're going to dumb it down with some game that's kind of just okay. But it's not nearly as open world as this, not nearly as this, and not nearly as that. So I had, I found my PlayStation 4 collection of games. It's just a couple. I never went, I sold more games than I kept. So what I did is I put the game in, and I was just expected to be special edition for the PS4, because I had always heard things that you have to almost buy a separate copy to get the PlayStation 5 updates. Not true at all. Not true at all. Actually, what ended up occurring is I put it in and it says free PlayStation 5 upgrade. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going with that. There's an extra of like 30 gigabytes, 30, 50 gigabytes, but truly worth it just to play it at that better fidelity. And it's beautiful. It's just the area looks perfect. It's like a high-end PC. And I started recording footage for you guys because, I started, I'm going to have you guys play it. Here, Dark Mile, I think you just got exposed or show. Sorry, Mr. Pennypacker. Would you stop calling me the head on the shelf? Look, I got legs. Got legs right here. Got arms right here. Got a head. I got a head. He's got a head too. That's all he's got. Oh, the cruelty. It's coming back. Oh, it's gonna be here forever and ever. So Skyrim, I know someone keeps saying, well, I thought the aim of Farfinger Gaming is new games. That's not new. That's like 12 years old, 13 years old. What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, to quote Mr. Peck, he would say, "Arr, arr." That's always how he said. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, yeah, so you're gonna play Skyrim, and of course, yeah, I can see you guys are smiling. You know, that's your favorite game, right? And look, I think this is my general opinion. Skyrim is always modern. Because let's be honest, they keep updating it, they keep releasing it. It's just gonna always be out there, and it's one of the most number one proper games. You know, you could have the anniversary edition, special edition. It's just gonna keep coming out. You know, or somebody came out with a new console, they would just bring it out on that. So I don't really care. You know, and maybe I could have you guys play Fallout 4 because the reality is I need you guys to start playing Bethesda games because of Starfield. Starfield's coming out eventually. I don't know if it's coming out this year. They keep pushing it back. So, but that's going to be the main game you guys are going to be playing on this channel for a long time. Oh, cracky, Billy, have a new Bethesda game. Yeah, he can be really buggy as hell. He's going to be buggy. Of course, this has really gone on long. Go play your game. Go play your game. Well, Billy, we're playing more God of War, Ragnarok.
Well, so Mr. Pennypacker said he put it on Just Story.
Well, I had to, Billy. Of course, folks at home, you probably asked the question, what happened to the bear? Well, Mr. Pennypacker also kind of texted us. He said, yeah, he had to make sure at first, was the bear really easier? Because he didn't want any filming of the bear anymore. Because he said that took up a whole show. And it was good content, he said. Very good content to see you guys get destroyed like that. But I really need you guys to be kind of moving ahead. So he said he went ahead and he went ahead and did that for us.
Oh, that's really nice of him. He's really, you know, a bastard, but
well, I would really watch your words with that. Mr. Pennypacker isn't someone to really be trifled with. He could cause some pain, and I think it's very obvious, you know.
But I really like Dark Milo. I don't want him treating him that way.
I don't think we got the power to do anything about that, Billy. And plus, I don't know. I'm sorry. I know you found some kind of newfound love for Dark Milo. You're somehow he's really seduced you, and really the reality is I still see him as the bastard who took our show. You know, we had to fight him and win it back. He's only in a humbled state, Billy, because he lost it all. He lost his body. He's just a head on a shelf. It would do it to anybody. I'm sure you took Stalin and...
Why are we stalling?
I said stalling.
That's what I just said. Why are we stalling?
Oh no, we're in an endless loop here.
But we stalling with that, or...
Okay, new example. Sometimes I forget that, you know, I think it was Frater, he mentioned how your intelligence can be 200 IQ, but it can crash to 10. It's kind of nice when it comes back, though, because I don't really know I like how smart you can be sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's just, you know, I'm just trying to articulate my ideas and feelings and emotions to you. You know, like
just try to articulate my feelings and emotions to you in a great, splendid manner. Oh no, I'm losing him again.
That's a tree. I like to talk to the trees. The trees are fun.
Wow, that's the Billy I know. Oh boy, folks. He keeps slipping in and out. He turns into some kind of intellectual...
Oh, look at the little bears. Oh, we could go hug each one of them and take them home. We can take them home and help us hunt fish.
That's right. We call him Little Glenn Farfinger, Little Billy.
That's right, you know.
Although that's probably a good way to end up like Timothy Treadwell.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the wisest of decisions. Uh,
This kid's gonna get his nuts ripped off. He don't watch his ass, man. Jeez.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, so, oh, folks, like, okay, so like I mentioned, like Napoleon, for example. Now, is there an issue with that?
no, it's you just said Napoleon. I don't know, but you kept stalling, and
Oh, it's in that stalling loop.
hey, well, you're stalling, and
It's stalling about stalling. Well, now, wait a minute. Okay, we're going juggling, 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 juggling. Okay, so you mentioned this loop here, with if you put Napoleon Bonaparte's head on a shelf, I think he would become extremely humble and loving. Kind of like, I think I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did all those horrible things to people. And, same thing with the German chancellor from Germany during World War II that we can't see on YouTube because the computer algorithm will freak out and think what we're actually promoting, what the German chancellor believed. I wonder if it's possible that the YouTube algorithm could actually even detect that. Like they said, "Oh no, they're talking." I heard my ears heard German chancellor. Wow, now wait a minute. There are a lot of German chancellors. So there shouldn't be a trigger for the algorithm with that. I mean, we could be talking about what's her name, Merkel. Remember there was Merkel?
Yeah, he was a German chancellor for a long time.
Yeah, a liberal German chancellor. Kind of a toady lady.
She looked like a toad.
And she wasn't really good. But yeah, so
I get to play with the doggies. I play with the doggies.
Doggy's like, oh, you got your hands up all inside my face. You got your hands up inside my face.
Yeah, and then I gotta do this with you.
I got those stinky hands. You wash your hands. You wash your hands regularly, little boy. It reeks. This kid reeks. Okay, so yeah, so if you had your head on a shelf, I think I think you would become quite a nice guy actually, because you realize you're dependent on everybody.
So, you're saying that basically that Dark Vader was just only doing this because he's got no body. So if he,
well, I think you do realize that, right, Billy?
no.
Oh, we're in trouble.
But I have to actually admit, from a philosophical standpoint, that his cruelty and his barbarism, that there may be something I could use with that.
Oh, uh-oh. Hello, Dave. Oh, no. Yeah, see, Billy is part of quantum computer, and there's... I think I forget if it was Mr. Pennypacker or Freight or somebody explained that basically that what it is Billy's avatar is dumb. It's dumb as rocks. I mean, literally dumb as rocks. Like like you couldn't. At what point Billy just used to just say his name. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, I smell a Marvel Studios movie.
I smell a Marvel Studios movie coming towards the house. It's Marvel's Mighty Thor. Marvel's Mighty Thor. Coming to you soon in the theater.
Frater said he had got 10 Thor comic books.
Yeah, there's a Christian cross on the Thor's hammer.
Well, that's good. Hopefully he's a Baptist now or something.
Wow, yeah, I mean... Yeah, just be a Baptist. I mean, it's not going to help all that alcoholism. So yeah, so Frater, he's been talking how he has these like, he there's actually now mini Marvel Masterworks. Like they're smaller, they're not like tiny, but they're more portable. They're not hardback and heavy. And he says he's got a whole bunch of the Thor ones. He's collecting these. They're only like Billy. They're only like $12 a piece. That's good. Get good deal. Yeah, and he said he collects them all, and it's actually a way to actually even collect the ones you wouldn't have any interest in. Because do you really want to spend $50 on Namor? No. I mean, Frater says that some Mariner is worth it, for the World War II era, but after that, he was just a villain, and once he became a hero, it was, he's just fighting enemies under the sea. It's not to say that there wasn't good stories though. It's just, you know, would you be interested? Would you be interested in reading that? And it's like, well, there's our stuff. There's our comics out there better, And so, I like how we're not even paying attention to the game. Well, I'm sorry. Look, he's pouring him a drink of Kool-Aid or something, or some kind of drink, and and just saying, are we gonna talk? I just like when you brought up Marvel Studios. It's funny how like mythology, like Norse mythology, is pretty much now just all Marvel. It's like, well, that's all people think in modern times, you know. The reality of this scene. The reality of this scene. Hold on a second here. Okay, Billy, you're good. The reality of this scene is actually that yeah, it's a lot of like underlying uh there's a lot of underlined tones of violence here. Like he's trying to be like polite and all that, but you can see the way he paused the hammer and he's sending the message, subliminally, that I'm going to basically kick your ass. Well, that's not good. I was kind of hoping, yeah. I mean, I think the only problem is like if Thor came to my house, I would not want to hurt him because I would be like, I read your comics and all that shtick, and it's older now, and it's like, oh, I read you too. You were in the Thor comics. And he's like, well, hey, can you guys just kind of calm it down? I'd be like, okay, I'll calm it down. We could work together. Yeah. It's kind of like we wouldn't really follow the whole Kratos thing. It's like it's kind of like I can't help it. I've read the comic books all those years. These are very important people to me. Yeah. Oh, so I kind of, I meant, like when we do this, folks, I know, like, because of Frater's horrible video editor, I really sometimes I wish that Frater, and he openly admits, and Mr. Pennypacker even said, that he wished that there was a way we can update Windows 7 and we could just put that into these mini PCs because and so because Windows Movie Maker is so easy to use, so easy to use. It was all part of the software. It was all part of what you get. And then they replaced it for this kind of like crappy video editor that nobody likes. Nobody even talks about. They pretty much just all you know. So Yeah, and so, it would be nice if we could have this on low volume so you can listen to it and all that. But if you understood the power of the volume from these games, like his video editing software is so bad, like it doesn't even allow you to control the volume of the video. I've never seen that before. Well, it's because Frater wants something that's like Movie Maker. He wants it free. Most of these programs, what they do is they'll give you half the function for free, and then they expect you to spend $25 a month on it. And it's like, what? Frater hates anything to do with Frater and Mr. Pennypacker. They absolutely hate anything. Oh, getting a phone call. Yeah, so you're talking about me, so I'll let you know when you talk to me, it's like talking to him on the screen, like Odin. You know what? I'm gonna take over for a little bit. You guys sit back and listen to me. Okay, Mr. Pennypacker. Okay, so this video editor trick. What it is I used to do this stuff. I used to do all this. A lot of people think I just showed up on the show, around the time of the final Frater. So I'm brand new to the Sattergrad stuff. I'm trying to tell you, and I won't say, but let's say I've been around a lot longer than you ever understood. Oh, cracky crackies. Uh-oh. Oh, and he just got hit. Yeah, so yeah, so he just got smacked, and that's what I do to basically Dark Milo. So what it is, um, so basically I have this video editor, and basically I had Movie Maker, and I used to make a lot of stuff on Movie Maker for free. I could adjust the volumes. I could do fade-ins, fade-outs. And then, one day I got Windows 8. Because I had a PC problem, my own laptop, and I ended up getting a cheap laptop just so that I was like, well, then I have something to work with, while my other PC's getting worked on. And I got introduced to the real problems of modern PCs, which is like you can't buy some from a store because literally the current version of Windows will be practically pried to the board. I've literally tried to take a cheapo PC and go put Linux on it or something, and it just doesn't work. So basically that's it, So, but then, I looked around and I found this VSDC thing, and that's because I was trying to find something for the modern Windows system to can have something like Movie Maker. Look, you mentioned, Glenn, I know there's this wonderful Marvel style fight going on here, and I know, but I need to fill the time because you guys are just going to be like, go Thor, go Thor. Of course, I'm going to say it too. I read the comics. I read the comics a long time ago. I still got them all over the place. I got omnibuses with Thor. I'm going to beat the crap out of Thor. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, it'd be like somebody beating up Kermit the Frog or Pikachu. Yeah, that is actually a good point. Or would you beat up Pikachu? I didn't grow up with that. But somebody else, I used to hate Pokemon, but then I started to come to the realization that that really for these kids who are growing up, this is their Muppet show. The Pokemon show is the new Muppet show, and this is big deal. Of course, if you got those trading cards, you made a lot of money. They're worth a lot of money, which is really kind of amazing to me because if you think about it, something that's so overwhelmingly popular like those Pokemon cards, wouldn't they actually? I don't know. Would they be that? I don't know. So, so really, I don't know. I got kind of off here. Do you find Mr. Pennypacker to commentating over video games is weird? Well, it can be. I mean, sometimes you really got to know what to talk about, and I I don't know. Sometimes I struggle with this. This is why I'm trying to get you guys under a half hour as far as the actual video game. Like when we do our little shtick we do together, before the show. That's Frater and his buddies, they're all in these like massive storylines, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of me, that's just sort of the creative side of things, and that's weird. At first, I thought, I thought you, I thought you kind of died there, Glenn, and it kind of like went, no, you're okay, okay. It's sort of like I guess that when you do just story, it kind of gives you like a second chance or something. Now you can imagine what this fight would be like on hard mode, because you have to fight him like 3 times, you know, in a row. It kind of would be unfair. Oh, well, there's a lot of violence going on here. So that's about the whole video and everything. I want my movie maker. I would have Windows 7. I guess there is a way to update the Windows 7 installer to make it work on modern PCs. But you're talking to somebody that, quite frankly, to be honest, would have no idea. I guess there's ways you can download on Internet Archive, and because you have USB 3.0, you gotta kind of update it. So, I'll go let you guys go, okay? You talk to yourselves. Glenn, yeah, so this fight is, still going. Uh, yeah, Billy, it's still going, yeah. It's, quite a little bit of action here. But I could kind of understand what Mr. Pennypacker's talking about, because I'm not really seeing the open world stuff. Like, I guess at one point the game opens up to a bigger world, but I'm just saying, as far as at least right now, it's just the game seems to be pretty linear, like a traditional. Then of course, at least with just story, at least you can chop down his health a lot quicker. Make the fight a little bit shorter. So, I guess that kind of smart. Well, well, there you go. You paid off your debt for PayPal. And here he goes. Brought to you by Marvel Studios. I like the fact that they still have him take off of his hammer like the comic book. Like I bet they had a conversation like how close should we get to having him be like Marvel Comics version of Thor, like that. I'm sure that's why he has a red beard and all that. To try to really just make sure he's different looking and more like the mythological version. And but they still couldn't help it. They still had to have him like take off of his hammer like the comic version. They couldn't really help themselves. You know, I think there. I remember. Mr. Pennypacker and Frater. Frater mentioned it actually. He said that there were many attempts by other comic book companies to bring out their version of Thor because really, you can't really copyright everything about that character because it's just a public domain sort of mythological character. Well, that's absolutely true. I don't think I got enough to buy in these skills. I'm just sort of seeing what this is all about. I think the game's really pretty. Why don't we ever play that? What is it called? Horizons. Yeah, well, Mr. Pennypacker mentioned in a meeting. Folks, we sometimes have meetings with Mr. Pennypacker off screen because you don't reveal everything to the audience. And he said that he's not a big. He doesn't. He kind of liked the first game, but then he kind of just sort of went, yeah. He didn't really I don't know. He doesn't really seem to like those games. He says it's just a lot of work, and it's weird. It's weird how a lot of us are here at Sattergrad Studios. We just have our games, and it's just and I think too. Billy, he got that game with the system once he finally got a pre-order, or, because Amazon, the only way to keep scalpers from buying it at the time was so you had a schedule to purchase it at some event when they eventually got a whole bunch of systems in. So, so as a result, it came with Event Horizon. And he told me, Mr. Pennypacker really played the game for a little bit and just it just didn't Mr. Pennypacker said, "Oh, it's a beautiful game. Takes advantage of the graphics and stuff, but it's just I don't know." He says, "It just didn't hit the spot." It just didn't hit the spot for him. Yeah, Mr. Pennypacker approves all of our projects. Yeah, you would think we can just Mr. Pennypacker said it pretty much right. He said, "You guys had your way. You'd just be playing. You had your way. You would just be playing NHL '95, and we missed the days when." Well, there used to be a time that's all we would play. Well, that's the truth, crackers. NHL '95 was some good stuff. On the Nintendo Switch, you'd think that would be in the Genesis area. Now it isn't. Well, it's not because of copyrights and it's kind of a it's a sports game. It's kind of a it's got a lot of licensing, so you really, games like that were sort of games of their time, so as a result, you want to play it, you better go get a ROM or something, Yeah. Mr. Pennypacker said there is a new Zelda coming out on the Switch, but again, he says, I don't think you understand. I still to this day
with the Nintendo Switch have no means to stream. And when you can understand, we folks like we, I know someone can say, "Why you hook up the capture card?" And we're boomers. We don't know any of that stuff. We even when Frater was around before he went to 2011, got stuck in a time warp. He then struggled with that kind of stuff. Well, really is starting with the PS4. These systems had the ability to stream themselves. Exactly, you can just press a button, you just hook up your account, and that was really the PS4 started that. And then with the Xbox Series X, they don't quite got that system, but you just go in and you go into your Twitch settings. You could just start broadcasting. You do base the same thing, but PlayStation 5 is the same way as the PS4. You just hit the one button in the far corner, and then you just choose. Do you want it to YouTube? Do you want to stream to Twitch? We stream to Twitch because that's how Mr. Pennypacker gets the clips. We play the games. Then we play the games, or Mr. Pennypacker sometimes does, depending on the situation. Or freighter, or whatever. It's almost kind of like a making of. It's kind of like this episode was more of a making of, just talking about how you even go about making it a show and put it on YouTube or something. So basically, this kid is like getting his dad in a lot of trouble. Yeah, this little brat is getting him in trouble with some big pagan entities. Big idols. Like getting in trouble with Odin and Thor, and doing things behind his back, and and it's kind of like, yeah, could you kind of just calm the heck down? Like, could you please calm down? Don't do that, because you're going to get us all killed and wrecked. And, well, unless it's on easy mode, then you're not going to get wrecked. Well, that's true. That's really true, Billy. Okay, so show's just about over. And probably next episode we'll be playing more of this. And then I think looking at the schedule, there's going to be a mix of games. Like even Coin Up Arcade. There's going to be No Man's Sky playthrough we're doing. We're going to be busy. And of course, pretty soon, my online Harvard classes have excelled, and I'm getting through it. Wow, he's moving fast, folks. I can't even keep up with Billy. He's just like knocking out of the ballpark practically. Oh, that's some nice armor. That's some really nice armor right there I got, and so well, I'll just pick this, I guess. I mean, it increases your strength, so that's obviously a good thing. Okay, let's see.